Hello and welcome to UAP Revisionist History, where every week we will look at a certain moment in the past through the lens of the greater unidentified aerial phenomenon. We'll explore elements of archaeology, anthropology, artistic and religious expression, and much more to see if we can detect any patterns that can relate back to UAP. We begin every video with two postulates. One, UAP are real, and two, they've been present on Earth for at least as long as humans have. Keep in mind, those are our starting off points, not what we're trying to prove. There are plenty of amazing channels that work to prove or convince of the phenomenon's happenings. What we'll be examining is the potential for the chosen cases to connect to the larger phenomenon. To be clear, I am in no way asserting that the chosen cases are undoubtedly elements of the phenomenon, merely that it may be worth looking into. Welcome to our first episode, where today we'll be looking at the eye idols. The Fertile Crescent, 4th millennium BC. This is where it is thought that humanity made its greatest leap from a hunter-gatherer and pastoralist-based society into a full-blown agricultural one, a catalyst in which large, complex city-states begin to arise. One of these cities, situated in the northern reaches of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers in what is modern-day Syria, was a site called Tel Brak. During the Uruk period, sometime between 3800 and 3600 BC, or almost 6,000 years ago, the city's most mysterious feature emerged, the appearance of the eye idols. Discovered in 1937, the aptly named idols were coined by their discoverer, the famous British archaeologist Max Mallowan, the husband of famed author Agatha Christie. Thousands of these idols were found in what Mallowan called the Eye Temple during his excavations of the site. In their book, The Ancient Near Eastern History and Culture, William H. Stiebing Jr. and Susan N. Helft described them as small, stylized stone figures of people or gods emphasizing an oversized pair of eyes. The idols were carved from gypsum alabaster and range from between 2 centimeters to 15 centimeters in size. These eye idols were also found in the ancient city of Hamukar, a settlement roughly 51 miles or 82 kilometers to the east. Various theories have been put forth about their origin. Were they figures of worship symbolizing a deity or spirit? Were they worshipped as part of an ancient organized religion or cult? Perhaps it was a ritual offering, asking for the protection of their city. Some even believe it held a more practical purpose, using them as tools to thread wool using the holes in the eyes. Did they really need thousands to complete this task? Possibly. The most obvious comparison I'd like to point out is the similarity of modern depictions of non-human intelligence, or what most people know of as the Greys. One of, if not the most consistent through line between any report of someone who has interacted with NHI is the striking large size of the being's eyes.
Definitely not a human. He had a big head and big black eyes and was dressed in a black bodysuit. And his eyes were down here, and he was like looking really, really funny.
And they had big black eyes. They were oval, kind of like that. Well, I only remember that his eyes were quite big. And he had big eyes.
Has huge black eyes.
One could make out the creature's eyes.
Very large eyes.
Big almond eyes.
Draw first is the eyes, because the eyes are so arresting.
Some people say they've seen them with eyes like this.
The eyes were very large.
Another curious aspect is the childlike stature of the idols. This also relates them to the more modern cases, in which beings appear small in height relative to humans.
A little man or what? From where we looked, he was about this small, but we were quite way away.
It's about 4 to 5 feet tall.
Two small creatures about 3 feet tall were standing in front of a sliding door.
This creature is about 3 feet tall.
These small beings, about 3 or so feet tall, came into the room. Very, very different from us. They were short, less than 5 feet in height.
If these are in fact related, we could be looking at one of the earliest depictions of NHI expressed through ancient art. Another thing to consider is that we have discovered other artistic depictions of the human face in detail from the same region and time period. This would suggest that we are absolutely capable of producing a more accurate, detailed human face artistically, if desired. The design of the eye idols was intentional, calculated, and repeated thousands of times. Whatever their use, they must have been meaningful to the people of the time. What do you think?